Another area that has been misunderstood is the need for tax ID. Some people wrote some narrative and say, oh, from January, they'll block your account, they'll do this and do that. Let me tell you what it is. In 2019, the government enacted the Finance Act of 2020. It took effect from 13th of January 2020. This is over 5 years already. And that law says, if you have a bank account that you use for business, you must produce tax identification number. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue to operate the account. From that day, 13th of January 2020, if you want to open a new account, and that new account is for business purposes, you must present a tax identification number. Otherwise, you will not be able to open the account. So this is more than 5 years ago. People who operate accounts for business purposes, they already have provided their TIN, and they're not even complaining. Because normally, that's something you should do without anybody telling you. What we have now done under the new law is that FRS has TIN. TIN is tax identification number. If you live in Lagos State, LRS, that's the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, they have their own TIN. Me now, I live in Lagos, I have LRS TIN. I'm also in Abuja. Joint Tax Board also gave me TIN. We now say, what kind of confusion is that? Why am I being identified like 3 persons within the same system? If you go to many countries, you just have your social security number, and that's what they use for everything. Many of us who live in Lagos, for example, sometimes you want to go and buy a plot of land in your village or in the capital city of your home state, and they'll say you have not paid tax there. They will force you to pay and give you their own TCC so you can buy. That's actually against the law. Once you pay your tax where you're resident, it carries you everywhere. So what did we do? We said, first and foremost, let's discard with this name tax identification number. Let's just call it any identity that we can use for tax purposes. That's how we develop tax ID, tax identification. Ultimately, the objective is if you're an individual, a natural person, we will focus on your NIN. Once you have your NIN, you don't need anything. We use it for your tax identification. In fact, we're hoping that we get to a point where if we know your phone number, because your phone numbers are unique, if I know your phone number, that's good enough. Now, for businesses, we want to get to a point where we use the RC number, okay, with Corporate Affairs Commission, because that's also unique to them. Once we do that, we're able to harmonize all the tax identities in Nigeria to a single platform that will identify you uniquely, so that life is easy for you if you are moving around, doing business in different places, buying assets in different places, and your record is harmonized. If you already have a team for your bank account that you use for business, you don't have to do anything, you're fine. If in your bank account you're not doing business, you're also fine, you don't need to do anything. But if you have a bank account you're using for business and you don't have a team, you have to get a team. If you're an individual, you go to Joint Tax Board. I'll share some of the materials and I'm sure they can share with you via your communication channels. You see the link to register.